Hello, Bartosz from Carbofox Group here. Next to me is standing KTM 890. It looks like a stock bike, but this is our test bike. We removed parts from our kit that you can see behind me in order to show you guys how to mount the kit and how easy it is. First things that we need to unmount from the motorcycle is the windscreen, side panels, front and rear, and also the seat. So now we take the rear panel off. Before we remove the panel, we need to unscrew the two bolts on both sides in order to remove the cover of the battery. After removing 4 bolts from each of the front side panels, there remained 2 clips, one in the top and one in the radiator area. Okay, so we remove 6 bolts from the windshield. Next step is removing the front left and right fairing where the indicators are attached. There are 2 screws on each side. Okay, so we take it off. Before we do, we need to remove the tank cap. Okay, and the same thing on another side. Now we can remove the voltage regulator. Okay, so front lamp assembly consists of many screws. We link you in the description a page of our friendly motorcycle shop where you can find technical drawings to make sure you have all the screws removed. We can remove the speedometer. Okay, in order to remove the speedometer, we need to take out the bushing. We can push it from other side or help with a screwdriver and get it from this side. Okay, so if the speedometer is loose, we have to unplug it. Okay, so in order to remove this panel, we have to unscrew it from the bracket. It's mounted by 3 screws, 1 on the outside, 2 on the inside. Okay, in here we have 3 clips. We need to unplug them before taking the panel out. Okay. Okay, so we already removed the 1 screw holding the coolant tank. On the second side it's mounted by the rubber bushing and we just take it out. And on the second side we remove the same 3 screws. Okay, and we remove the panel from the other side. Okay, we have 1 part here that's remaining, that's holding the lamp. We need to remove 2 screws on the bottom and 2 on top. So in order to move the lamp, we have to separate the 2 pieces, first one and second one, holding the lamp all the time. Okay, and we unplug the lamp. After unplugging, disconnecting all the plugs behind the lamp, we need to remove the 4 bolts holding the plastics together. Okay, so the second bolt is out and we freed the plastic. And the same operation on the other side. Okay, and the other side is out. Next, we need to remove those brackets, but in order to do so, we need to move fuel tank a little bit to the back. So, we will first remove the skip plate. And it's down. Okay, so to get access to the screws, there are two options. You can remove the whole fuel tank, but there's also the second one, just to remove the bolts holding the tank without the hoses and the electrical harness and lean it back towards back, just to gain access to two screws. Okay, first we need to disconnect the minus on the battery. Secondly, we remove the harness from the ECU. As the next step, we're going to remove 4 bolts holding the tank to the frame. And on the second side, we remove the same 2 screws. So the first step is to mount the navigation tower. In order to do so, we need to install the brackets that reinforce the front of the frame. We need to route the harness through the bracket. The harness from the steering wheel will be guided through the top of the tower, so only the main harness needs to be guided by the bracket. When you are installing the cables in the bracket, make sure you do it in the right direction, because we want the wires to go inside the tower, yes, after the mounting. Okay, so we take the second bracket, and for the moment, to help us join them in the back, we can use those places to align them. As the next step, we connect those 2 black brackets through those 2 holes. Okay, so we have these 2 bolts connected with nuts on the other side, but we leave them loose. We will tighten them after installing the navigation tower. Okay, now we will install the harness inside the navigation tower. So we need to push the harness up, because later we will connect the harness coming from the handlebar. Okay, so right now we will unscrew the bolts that helped us to keep the brackets in one place while attaching the back bolts. So we need to squeeze the brackets together and push the navigation tower onto them. W ogóle w tej nowej są szóstki tu ósemki, a w tej nowej blaszce będą wszędzie szóstki takie same. Okay, so when we have all the screws holding the tower in place, then we start fastening them from the back to the front. This is our, let's say, prototype, the first version we made. In the second and later, we installed here the same screws and as on the top. So we need to push all the connectors further to the top to make easier access for connecting other devices like lights, speedometer and turning signals. Okay, so we can connect the front light harness. Okay, so next step we can connect the wires from the handlebar. All the wires have matching connectors, so there is no way to make a mistake while connecting the plugs. Now we can connect all the plugs without the speedometer one. This is this one, and in the end we will connect the indicators and after that install the speedometer. So now we have to install the turning signals to our air inlets. When you start inserting the cable, remember to put the washer and the nut. Okay, so now we place the nut on the indicator. On the outside hole in the inlet, we place the rubber sealing to prevent the cable from scratching. And the same on the second side. Next thing we are going to do is install the rubber bushing in the AVR panel. Okay. Next we place metal bushings inside the rubber ones. Okay, so inside we are positioning and installing the voltage regulator. Okay, so now we have the voltage regulator attached, and now we will screw the whole panel to the frame. Next move we have to make is to relocate the speedometer from the original bracket to our carbon carrier. In order to be able to connect the voltage regulator, we need to cut one zip tie that is right here and put the wire in front of the tank. So with the panel holding the coolant tank, we do the same thing. We screw 2 bolts in the back. And the last screw holding the panel is on the bottom. We put the plastic washer under it. Okay, our next movement will be placing the coolant tank inside the panel. So when we have our AFR and coolant panels ready, we can go back and place the tank in the original position. So the next step is to connect the plugs to the ECU unit. Okay, so now we need to connect the windshield with our inlet using a set of screws, plastic and metal washers. Okay, so first we take the pin, put the spring, later the washer, we put it from outside side of the tower of the windscreen and lock it with the lock ring. One last thing with the windscreen is that we have to put rubber bushings. Okay, so make sure that the bushing is well positioned on the pin, that it didn't fall off while mounting the windshield. Next thing, we close the fasteners. Okay, so when we have the inlet with the turn signals installed, we need to put the wires and connect them inside the tower. For this we use the small hole and take the rubber out and place the wires inside the tower. For the turn signals in the motorcycle installation we have two wires, each one of them is marked with a color. Red is for left turn signal and green for the right. After both turning signals wires are inside the tower, we secure them with a bushing. Okay, so after everything is connected except the speedometer, we can pack and organize the wiring harness from the handlebars. Okay, so after inlet and inside panels are installed, it's time to move to side panels front and rear. In order to install the panel, we need to slide it into this slot and push the pin under. So this is the first thing we do, and later we have to insert 4 bolts. Okay, so we install the first screw in the back. It has to go through the air inlet, and the rivet nut is installed in the lowest panel. And in the front we only connect side panel and air inlet using washer and nut, self-locking nut. And the same things we have to do with the other panel. Okay, so now we are mounting the rear panels. They do not have any fasteners. You just have to slide them in the back to this element right there, and later push the pins. Don't forget to plug the battery. Later we need to install back the cover of the battery. Okay, so the last piece to the navigation tower is the carrier. We already have mounted the Garmin device on it. And now it's time to connect the speedometer. So our carrier gives you the ability to regulate this according to your needs when it comes to the angle and your driving position. And last but not least, in fact the biggest, the skid plate. Yeah. Okay, so now the last part, and it's the seat. And voila, ready to race. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Hope you found this video interesting and useful. I hope that you are having lots of fun with our parts. In any case of any questions, please contact us, visit our shop, and thank you once again. Have a nice ride. Goodbye.